Fans, hold on to your seats. Newcastle supporters have made their feelings about Alexander Isak crystal clear, and you need to see this before anything else. His transfer to Liverpool is almost done, but the fans didn't stay quiet. We're diving into all of this right now. I'm Rodrigo, and you're watching Newcastle Mania, the channel made by fans, for fans passionate about Newcastle United. You blinked, and suddenly Newcastle was a headline everywhere. But hold on, before we get to the main news, there are two more hot updates you need to know about. But first, just a quick word. Remember those Chelsea fans who said this channel wouldn't grow because our fan base is too small? Well, they're starting to go quiet because our numbers are rising. So let's keep pushing. If you love Newcastle and want to silence them once and for all, hit that subscribe button right now. It costs nothing, but it sends a message. Let's hit 1,000 subscribers together and show them exactly what the Black and White Army is all about. It's official. Alexander Isak is leaving for Liverpool in a record £130 million transfer. But what really caught everyone's attention was a reaction from Newcastle fans. Outside St. James Park, massive banners were displayed making it clear how the fans feel about the Swede's decision to leave. And trust me, fans, this wasn't just any protest. It was a direct, no-nonsense message. Let's lay all the facts on the table, because this story has a lot of layers you need to understand. Alexander Isak spent the entire summer wearing the Newcastle shirt, training, and playing matches, but in recent days it became clear that his heart was no longer with the club. He began training alone, avoiding team activities, and directly informed the club's representatives that he wanted out immediately. Newcastle's board knew they had to act fast, and the transfer to Liverpool was practically done, a historic deal that will go down in Premier League history. At the same time, the board didn't sit idle. Knowing how crucial it was to keep the attack strong, the club moved quickly to negotiate with Yoane Wissa from Brentford to bolster the front line. This is a clear strategy. Even when losing a key player, Newcastle isn't wasting time. They're ensuring the squad stays strong and balanced for the season ahead. And we're not talking about just any player. Isak built an incredible legacy at St. James Park. In 3 years, he scored an impressive 62 goals in all competitions. Every goal mattered, but some moments are unforgettable, like that historic strike against Liverpool at Wembley, helping Newcastle end a 70-year national title drought. The emotion of that moment is impossible to forget. He became an instant hero. But the relationship changed drastically. What was once admiration turned into frustration and disappointment. By refusing to play this season and training in isolation, Isak hit the fans' hearts directly. For many, this was a final straw. The feeling of betrayal spread through the stands, and the reaction was immediate. Banners, protests, and messages aimed at the striker appeared outside St. James Park. The message was clear. The fans respect those who wear the shirt with dedication, but they won't accept actions that put the club second. So, fans, we're looking at a situation full of emotion, strategy, and history. Isak built his legacy at Newcastle, but his decision to force a transfer left a controversial mark. At the same time, the board and coaching staff have shown that the club is bigger than any player. Even losing a star, Newcastle moves fast, strengthens the squad, and keeps the season plan on track. And it's this mix of drama on and off the pitch that makes this story so intense and unforgettable. As soon as the news of Isak's departure started to break, the reaction was immediate and overwhelming. The press didn't waste a second. Sky Sports, BBC, and numerous other UK outlets showed images of the huge banner displayed by Newcastle fans outside St. James Park. The message was clear and direct, showing the fans' anger. Some journalists even commented on the tense atmosphere around the stadium, describing the fans' frustration and the charged energy in the air. On social media, the impact was equally massive. Newcastle fans flooded Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok with posts, comments, and memes about Isak's situation. Many debated whether the striker was right to force the move, while others expressed total disapproval, seeing it as a lack of commitment to the club that made him a star. Heated discussions broke out among fans, influencers, and even former players, and some posts went viral, amplifying the reach even further. But it's not just online that the reaction matters. In the stands, even when out of play, fans made their voices heard. Flags, banners, and chants show that supporters weren't just saddened by losing a hero. They wanted to send a message about respect and commitment. It's that mix of sadness, frustration, and indignation that every fan feels when someone important leaves a club unexpectedly. The emotional effect of the situation is real and profound. For many, Isak is still remembered for his 62 goals, the historic Wembley strike, and his impact over the past 3 years. But the sense of betrayal for refusing to play this season has created a clear divide between admiration for what he achieved and frustration at what he's doing now. This kind of reaction doesn't happen every day and leaves a lasting mark on both the fans' memory and the club's story. So, fans, we're witnessing a moment of maximum tension and emotion while the press covers every detail. Social media is on fire, and supporters are speaking out passionately. Newcastle is living a situation that mixes drama, history, and a lesson on how much dedication and behavior at the club truly matter. The fans' message is clear. Hey, no one ignores the commitment of those who wear the shirt and defend the badge. To really understand what's going on, we need to take a step back and look at the full picture behind this transfer. Alexander Isak is, without a doubt, a fan favorite, a decisive striker who scored 62 goals for Newcastle in just 3 seasons. He was crucial in historic moments, like that goal against Liverpool at Wembley, which ended a 70-year wait for a national trophy. We're talking about someone who earned respect and admiration both on and off the pitch. But despite all this history, things changed dramatically. Isak's decision to refuse to play this season and push for his move to Liverpool created a tricky situation. The relationship with the fans soured, and Newcastle's board faced an immediate challenge. How do you keep the team competitive without your main striker while also managing the frustration of the supporters? This is where the strategic work behind the scenes comes in. The board acted quickly, negotiating with Yoane Wissa from Brentford as an immediate attacking reinforcement. And it's not just about replacing goals. Wissa's arrival carries symbolic weight. It shows that Newcastle won't stand still when problems arise, that the club and management have the ability to react, and they won't let the departure of one player destabilize the team or the season. It sends a clear message to the fans, to the Premier League, and even to future transfer targets. Newcastle is an ambitious, organized club, even in challenging moments. Looking at other clubs, this isn't a unique situation. Big teams have faced similar moments. Players decide to leave, fans protest, and the board has to act fast to limit damage. The difference lies in how that reaction is handled. In Newcastle's case, we see planning, agility, and courage, not just reacting to Isak leaving, but strengthening the squad so the impact is minimal and can even be positive in the medium term. Another key point behind the scenes is international perception. The Premier League is watched by millions around the world, and high-value transfers grab attention instantly. By finalizing Isak's £130 million move and simultaneously moving quickly to secure Wissa, Newcastle reinforces its image as a professional, competitive club ready to go head-to-head with the league's giants. So, fans, when we look at the full context, it's clear this operation is much bigger than just swapping strikers. It's a test of management, strategy, and communication with supporters. And so far, Newcastle seems to be passing with flying colors. The club shows it knows how to handle crises, protect the team, and, above all, keep ambition alive, even during one of the busiest transfer windows in its history. Of course, Alexander Isak is a technical highlight, a young, elite, goal-scoring striker. But it's also worth looking at the behind-the-scenes efforts. Eddie Howe and the board showing agility, Wissa ready to arrive, and the fans mobilizing, proving that no one here stands still. We've seen it before in English and European football. Players who push to leave can create conflict, but clubs that prepare properly can turn problems into opportunities. Newcastle seems to be following the same path, not mourning the departure, but reinforcing the squad with Wissa and other strategic additions. So, what can we expect? First, Isak leaving leaves a hole in the attack, but it also opens up opportunities for other players to shine. Second, the fans' pressure sends a direct message. There's no room for players who don't commit fully to wearing the shirt. And finally, the board is already showing strength in the market, signaling that Newcastle wants to stay competitive and won't settle for being a mid-table team in the Premier League. Fans, the message is clear. Newcastle doesn't stand still. A hero may leave, but the spirit of the club and its supporters remains. This is about pride, reaction, and showing everyone that the team stays strong. even in the face of challenges. Every banner, every protest, every negotiation is part of Newcastle's living history. So that's it. Fans, Alexander Isak off to Liverpool. Whistle arriving, and the fans making it clear they won't accept anything less than passion and commitment. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button, share it, and of course, subscribe to the channel. Let's hit 1,000 subscribers together and show everyone the power of Newcastle fans. This is Newcastle Mania, the channel for the passionate Magpie supporter. See you next time.